Hey, it's meteorologist Brian Ivy talking about, you guessed it, another active weather pattern. This system forming in the middle of the country. It's going to have an icy area, Iowa, Illinois, Michigan, maybe northern Ohio, up in towards portions of New York and southern Canada. Not a major ice storm through the middle of this week, but another one right behind it, riding a shortwave trough of low pressure. That's going to create ice over some of the same areas with snow on the northern half across portions of the upper Midwest into Wisconsin. That ice area moves into Michigan, across maybe London into the Toronto, Ontario area, and then up into Burlington, Vermont, and portions of Maine as well. Then we'll quiet things down on the pattern for a day or two. That's really going to be about it, as we'll reload things. How much ice are we talking about? Don't focus on the specific amounts. I think this model's overdoing it, but I like the placement on it. Kind of this corridor of ice back into portions of Missouri and Iowa, through Illinois, back in towards Michigan as well, and then spreading eastward into the northeast, especially southern Ontario there into portions of upstate New York and New Hampshire, Vermont, getting in on a little bit of the icy goodness, if you will. Not so much. It's never a fun thing. So exactly how does the science in meteorology work to kind of describe what freezing rain is versus sleet? It's all about the warm layer aloft. What you need to create freezing rain is cold air on the ground. Temperatures below freezing, but you got to melt all that snow that's falling from aloft. So it has to melt through a warm layer. An area of freezing rain needs a decent warm layer aloft, maybe between 3,000, 5,000, 7,000 feet in there. With sleet, you need a finer warm air layer. So it's melting partially from snow, but then it's refreezing into ice pellets before it hits the ground. With freezing rain, it's freezing on contact with the ground. With plain rain, you have a big warm air layer, so it's just plain rain all the way to the ground. So pretty good description there. The National Weather Service putting together that graphic. What about the rest of our pattern here? Are we going to stay active? Of course we are. More cold, more snow, maybe a couple lake effect snow showers, and then we'll really reload the cold blast with high pressure moving through. And then things getting active here across the west. That'll spread eastward, initiating a storm across the front range of the Rockies, spreading east. Here you go. A good snowmaker for portions of the Midwest into Wisconsin, the Great Lakes, much of the Ohio Valley. This will probably give some snow into the New York City area as well, possibly some thunderstorms on the southern half of this system moving across the deep south, and then another system forming as we go towards the weekend hours and towards early next week. There you go. By Tuesday, we're looking at more snow across a pretty similar path. So active weather starting back across the northwest and really forming once you get back in towards the plains and moving eastward. Multiple system after system. The ice threats this week, and then going into next week, more on the snow side of things. Big heat. After that major cold blast, we see all this heat, and this will dissipate. More cold air, really cold air, 10, 20, 30 degrees below average, coming into the plains and much of the Midwest, and all these blues and the green colors, -5 degrees compared to average. Something like that will be pretty realistic. It's going to be very cold across a good portion of the country by Valentine's Day in mid-February, but overall we will have some shots of warm air here and there across the east, but really looking cold across portions of Montana back in towards the Dakotas, Wisconsin, the Great Lakes, and there you go, mid-February. Definitely pretty chilly overall. Whether you're looking for weather services that are accurate and detailed, specific to your location and your operation for snow removal or for landscaping, construction, or anything else that's affected by the weather, NeoWeather can really help you out. Get in touch with us today.